Some might think regulating farmers markets is overkill, but even vendors we spoke with say they support new regulations as long as it reassures buyers their food is safe. Literally standing in the Rock River. Now, as you can see, I do have on my flood boots right now, anticipating high water levels. Nick and Christy, we are on Black Hawk Island where a body has been pulled out of the Rock River. Family and friends identified the person as 21-year-old Roger Pitts. There are certain tricks truck drivers use to stay up while driving, such as turning up the radio or rolling down their windows. And the best part about this, Sabrina, is that it's 4 players. That means me, you, Candace, and Derek can all play together. We are sitting here under a big monster truck. Hey, I told you these things are huge. Joining me now is Trey Myers. How tall are these monster trucks? But it didn't work out too well.
Just eat the whole thing.
Oh.
See? You should have eaten it the way I gave it to you.
School officials say they had a couple routes running late this morning to pick up kids. That meant students were out in the cold longer than they had to be.
But he doesn't work out as much.
And, you know, he doesn't lick his lips as much either, so.
Ooh.
This drone isn't for military use, but it is on a mission. That mission is to help the hurting local housing market. With 4 propellers turning at 7,200 RPMs, this UAV can travel up to 1/4 of a mile and is controlled by an iPhone.
It has a safety feature that allows it to come back to me if I lose contact with it, because it's synchronized by about 10 different satellites at any given time.
The drone lets potential home buyers see houses from a completely different point of view. These aerial shots of a neighborhood in Winnebago lets you see everything from the top of the house to the swimming pool.
Now you're able to see, what does the nearby park look like? What does the neighbor's houses look like? What does the neighborhood look like? Is it a quiet street? How close is the nearest supermarket? All those things you can't capture in traditional photography.
Most realtors who use drone cameras make the footage available on their website. All potential buyers have to do is search for the home they're interested in and click on the link to watch a full aerial view of the neighborhood.
That may cause them not to be interested in the house. They may choose to go somewhere else, but then on the other hand, it may really make another home stand out that might look just a little plain from the front view only.
John Krause says they use drones at Gambino Realtors.
My agents love it. They are very impressed. We're still learning the best ways to use the technology.
But he's not sure if the drones will help the housing market take flight. Nick and Christy, we've heard many stories about kids being bullied in local schools. But the bruises Matthew Hart sees on his son after coming home from being picked on can be hard to swallow. What do you do when you tried everything to protect your child and the bullying just won't stop?
There's like a lump right here.
Richard Hart shows the bruises from a beating at school from the hands of bullies.
My son had no way to fight back against 3 people, and he ends up getting punched in the face.
Richard's dad, Matthew, says the Nashville Elementary 4th grader gets picked on all the time by the same older kids.
He himself has been punched, beat up, tormented on the playground.
Hart says the school has taken action by suspending the kids on several occasions, but the bullies come back and continue beating on Richard, and he's frustrated.
I would truly like to see them removed, whether it be change schools, maybe expulsion.
But right here hurts the most.
The beatings are hurting him physically and mentally. They usually happen around lunchtime.
He now is fidgety. He does circles around his desk because he's worried about lunchtime. He reads under his desk so that he gets left alone.
I went to the address of one of the accused bullies' parents, but did not get an answer.
Love you, son.
In the meantime, Matthew Hart is running out of ideas on how to protect his son.
I truly feel helpless. And I've never had that feeling before in my life, but when it comes to your children and there's nothing that can help or fix their problem, it truly leaves you in a helpless place.
Now, Hart has been wanting to get his son involved in self-defense classes, but right now he says he can't afford those classes.
Have they talked about maybe going to a completely different school as well?
It's something that has been thrown out. Right now they're still trying to find some type of solution. So
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking. No parent wants to see their kid go through that.
Yeah, just terrible situation.
All right,
Thanks, Phil.
So today you're an honorary Thunderbird, okay?
And that means I get to ride with the Thunderbirds, the Air Force's elite flying team.
The Thunderbirds are a team that recruit, retain, and represent, and we represent the pride, precision, and professionalism of all 700,000 total force airmen that we currently have. That's active duty, Guard, Civil Service, and Reserve component of the Air Force.
From the Chicago Rockford Tarmac, Major Mike Fisher flies me 18,000 feet in the air in a Lockheed Martin F-16 for an experience of a lifetime. We do barrel rolls, 8-point rolls. At one point, I was literally hanging upside down. There were even times I felt like holding on for dear life. But he did let me enjoy the view.
We showed you also the amazing things the airplane can do, but not just that, the amazing things that our airmen do every day when they put on the uniform and go to work.
We hit speeds of 541 miles per hour. I did get a little woozy at one point. I even grabbed the barf bag, but I didn't need it. Major Fisher said I did great.
You did fantastic. You did 6 times the force of gravity, so 6 times your body weight crushing you down in that chair. You stayed awake the entire time, and you handled every aerobatic maneuver that we did with just ease and just confidence. It was great.
But the first thing I could think about when I got out of that plane was kissing the ground. And you can see the amazing show the Thunderbirds put on safely from your seats.